Gary, the Who Dares Wins one loft race, how long has it been running?
This is our second year. The first year we had 321 pigeons. This year we're full by Christmas, full intake of 500, which is what we've capped it at.
Yeah, and is that your limit for next year as well?
We may extend it to 700 by putting another loft up.
And what's the cost to enter?
It's £500 for a team of 3, but all the 3 birds are activated.
Right, so there's no extra costs on top of the 500?
No extra costs on top of that, none whatsoever. Once you've paid your 500, that's it.
And when's your intake?
We start intaking around about the 1st of February, but we cap it off at the 14th of April.
And what sort of system do you fly the pigeons on, the youngsters?
The youngsters are kept together right up until the last race. They get 2 weeks rest before the last race, and we split the cocks from the ends, and we race them then on door method, just to give them that extra bit of motivation for fillets, which is over the channel.
And that's the only race that you do the...
Yeah, other than that they're kept together, but what I do is I lock them in the aviaries all day. After exercising, they're fed together, then they're allowed an hour in the loft, then they're shut in the aviaries. This stops them getting in corners and pairing up. And we find in the aviaries, we've had 1 egg this year, that's it.
Yeah. And when does your training start?
We start training approximately the 20th of June, providing the birds have been roaming and flying well. If they're not, then everything gets delayed.
And you managed to get that number of pigeons flying okay?
Yeah, we have the older pigeons come, when I say older, till about mid-March. They're, say, team 1.
Yeah.
And then we have team 2, of which by the 14th of April, like I say, we've got in what we're having. By the end of April, they've got to be going. They're made to go.
Yeah. And how many hotspot races do you have?
We have 5 hotspot races. The first one starts at 55 miles, and then they scale up. So the last one is a big test out of Portland, where they get the first look at the channel. That's 181 miles.
And what sort of prize money in the hotspots?
Hotspots, there's £500 prize money plus a solid gold medal. Next year we are hoping to increase that, but we have put a big prize on for the final race. So we've maybe took some off the hotspots to get to the big prize at the final, but 20,000 in the final.
And where's the final held from?
Fillets in France. It's 295 miles to the loft.
And today's liberation took place when?
Took place at 10:30. The reason being, we wanted an 8 o'clock liberation if possible, but unfortunately, where Fillets is like in a bit of a bowl, and the mist hung this morning. We could see the sun through the cloud, but the cloud kept passing in front of it, so Paul the convoy, who's experienced, wasn't happy. He kept going up to the top of the castle and see if he could see the wind turbines, which are 5 miles away, and he finally got to see them. And Fillets is a funny place. Within 10 minutes it can be clear as a bell and beautiful, which it was at 10:05. So we gave the birds 25 minutes with the sun on the crates. He liberated. Within 30 seconds there wasn't a feather in sight. They'd gone straight down the valley outside the castle.
And how many birds were liberated in the final?
305.
305 from the original intake of
500, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good percentage.
Yeah.
To actually get to the final.
Yeah.
And how long do you expect them to be today?
I'll be happy if we can get one at 7 hours and a quarter, 7.25 hours. I'd be happy, because there's no doubt the birds will hit some rain en route. But
we're hitting rain now.
Yeah, but unfortunately we didn't really have any other way we could do it, because tomorrow is torrential rain. Tuesday the weather's a bit dodgy in France. Then they would have been throwing flights, etc, etc.
Yeah, so, and you've got a marquee set up and party atmosphere going.
Yeah,
How does that pan out?
Well, let's hope it's getting better by the minute. Obviously we're all here to see a pigeon come, and we all want, well, they all want to win the race. For me, it's about getting numbers back, because then I've done my job, and I just wish the best pigeon on the day the best. And it's a dead fly, so it'd be a good pigeon to win it.
And how long does the party go on for today?
Probably till 3 o'clock in the morning.
What refreshments are provided?
There's an all-day buffet, much as you can eat buffet, which is 3 roasts, you know, the full bag of mashing, and then there's a bar on, which is cheap and cheerful, and just, you know, the way it is.
Yeah. And after the race, what happens with the pigeons then?
The pigeons then go up for auction, you know, and this isn't sales banter now. This is as it is. These birds are tested beyond belief, trust me, because they're thrashed in training. They have over 20 training tosses before they go to the first hotspot race. We don't hold birds back for a south wind. They have to go no matter what wind it is, which it proved at Portland. It was a strong northeast wind, and they had to have it at Portland. They had a strong northeast wind at Marlborough. They had a strong north wind liberated at the second hot spot in at Windrush, so they have been tried and tested, and they have in a day today where there's no wind to help them.
Yeah, and rain showers along the route.
Yeah, that's my biggest worry, is the rain showers, obviously.
Yeah.
But once they get over the pond, hopefully then, you know, they'll have the drive to get home.
And how long after the final race does the auction begin?
It's going to be 4 weeks this year, because I'm going away to Portugal to go and visit the one loft race over there, and enjoy myself over there for a change.
Yeah, good.